Hey y'all, welcome to Horrible Gaming. My name is Nora, and on today's video we are doing an entry idea for your Animal Crossing island. So as many of y'all know, if you're one of my regular followers, I just finished up my 30th Animal Crossing island. I have still plenty of themes and ideas that I really want to create on this game, but of course after every time I release an island, I don't really know what I'm inspired to do yet. I don't really have an island picked out. So what I really love to do after we finish one of our islands is kind of tackle my followers' build requests, things that y'all are struggling with or just need an idea on. That's actually how my abandoned island started out. Originally, it was just a build request somebody needed an idea on. They left me a comment asking for some basketball court inspo for an abandoned theme, and I didn't think I was going to be inspired or want to continue it, and I ended up deciding to continue that island. So through the next couple of days, we are just going to be testing out different island themes to see what speaks. Now, many of y'all know who follow me, I'm really wanting to do a new cherry blossom city. I'm also really itching to do a rural city for my Japanese themes. I will always do this content on my channel. It is my favorite to do, and I'm actually doing a Japanese city for my forever island. And if you're new here, what I mean by forever is if you see all these different themes on my channel, these are islands that I build and then I delete and restart. And of course I do speed builds of, followers requests, things that they need help with, but I'm really wanting an island that I can actually keep and not have to restart, things that I can, look forward to, like decorating interiors, decorate the beaches, things that I normally don't do just because I know I'm not going to keep the island. So with all that being said, I'm wanting it to be a modern Japanese theme. So when one of my followers requested a entry with the player home and some villagers for a cherry blossom theme, I was like, oh my gosh, this is perfect timing because I want to do a new cherry blossom city pretty dang bad, but I really don't know where to start. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to continue or keep this entry for it, but you never know what could happen. I'm not going to delete it, obviously. I'm actually going to keep this just in case I do decide to use it, but I was really itching also to use Zara Crossing's new road code. So I know many of us are in search of a new road design. A lot of really amazing, talented creators have left the Animal Crossing community, so we don't really have that many new design options. Now, Zara did say that she is going to be updating the road centerpiece. There's a couple flaws on it that she will be uploading by the weekend. There's also some other add-ons that she's going to be adding as well. But if you're looking for a new cherry blossom road with a lot of pieces and different options for realism, this is such a gorgeous code. I can't express how beautiful it looks during the evening. And I also like that there's just a lot of different pieces to it and different sidewalk options. So definitely, get the code if you're looking for a new cherry blossom road because you will not be disappointed. Now, if you're new here, first of all, welcome to my channel. I hope you get some great Animal Crossing inspo here. I also just wanted to let you know that every single code that I'm using on my channel will be always found in my video's description. I hope you decide to stick around, and I see you on my future videos and live streams. Anyways, for today's entry, like I said earlier, this is a build request, so not my confirmed next island quite yet, but we are going to be doing our player home at the entry just like as requested, and I'm thinking that we might layer some villager homes at the entry, kind of get several villagers placed, since I know a lot of us struggle with finding, dedicated locations for them. So I think that's my plan. I also think we're going to start curving the road right behind the player home to kind of give almost like a cul-de-sac sort of vibe to it, but it's not an actual cul-de-sac. I thought that this would be a really nice and different layout from what we normally see. And obviously, because this is an entry idea video, I won't have every single transition completely decorated, but I will talk about different ways you can transition from them when we get to that point in the video. But once I get this road finished up behind the player home, and I'll be fast forwarding some of the footage because I know that placing a road design down can be kind of dreadful, especially if you already know how to use them. Now, if you're new to roads and you don't really understand how to identify certain pieces, I have a whole entire Animal Crossing road placing tutorial playlist. It is definitely a lot of different videos using different codes as well, because not every single code is the same. So feel free to go check out that playlist and, get better at placing your road designs. It gets easier over time, I promise. But anyways, after I finish this road placing behind the player home, I'm going to do an incline up to 2 villagers, and I'm actually taking inspo from one of my older cherry blossom cities, but I just thought, putting it on this build today would be a great idea just because it kind of adds a little bit more realism too, in a way. So obviously I didn't finish this transition up because we're focusing only on the entry for today's speed build and tutorial idea. But I was thinking if you were to continue with this layout, the two houses that will eventually be in this location could transition over to a cluttered Japanese styled market. You could even do a regular road that transitions over to a 7-Eleven, or maybe even start prepping out a highway build. There are so many different ways you can transition from this location on your map, so just get creative and kind of see what your space allows, because I feel like this layout is pretty easy to work with since we have so many different ways we can transition from it. So I did change my mind on the decoration process over here by these villagers a few times, so expect some transitions, but this area is going to be inspired by Pickleton on Instagram. I really loved the idea of using storefronts with some simple panels in front of them, so that's what I'm going to do to kind of add more detail to these villager homes. But I also noticed my space was kind of limited, so we're going to expand the terraform by this incline up by one more, just to give us a little bit more space to work with. So originally during this build, I thought I was going to do an angled road right in front of this terraform, so kind of like curving in a way in front of the houses on the first level, but I decided to actually fill that in and place another villager home. But this is another way you could transition and add onto the build and kind of add a little bit more personalization too in a way. So to hide the terraform before we place this next villager home, I'm placing this fence customized panel, and this is one of my absolute favorite custom design codes to use on my Japanese islands. It is just so realistic and incredibly textured, but you can also use concrete too and like layer with the fence item, kind of like we did on my abandoned city as well. For me personally, I just thought the brown color kind of enhanced the pink cherry blossom trees in a way. I just thought it looked really pretty, especially during the nighttime, but again, just choose whatever suits your style the best. So during this point in the build, I had an issue with my disk space on my laptop. Like, it just stopped recording out of nowhere and I was not even aware of it. So I lost a little bit of decorating, and all I did was add a gazebo next to the player home and a few details around the villager homes. But now we're gonna do a final walkthrough of how today's entry request turned out. I absolutely loved this. Like, I did not expect to have so much fun building this. I know I've done this theme so many times on my channel, but I love these type of islands because there are so many different ways you can build them, transition them, and just make a different layout each time. And this is why these type of themes will always be a part of my channel. They're just a joy to build. Now, before this video ends, I want to say a huge thank you to my new channel members. Thank you so much, Jim Holman, Madison Rachel, and Adriana Dawson, for supporting my growing channel. The support truly just means a lot. With that being said, have a horrible day. I'll see you next time.